Hi there Seeker, welcome back to Wild Lotus Tarot and a very happy new year to you. Here we are guys in 2021 and I think you should give yourself a massive pat on the back for surviving 2020. What a year it was guys. I mean, most definitely that is going down in the history books as one of the biggest points of change. And you can thank yourself for being a really special and important part of the global shift that is upon us. I just wanted to say thank you so much for all of your support on my channel last year. I was able to grow my subscribers from about 5,000 to almost 25,000. So thank you for all of your likes, shares, subscribes and comments. Thank you, thank you, thank you. To show my appreciation, I am having a sale on personal readings. I'm offering 20% off until the 10th of January when this reading finishes. All you need to do is pop over to my website, Wild Lotus Tarot, link is below, and you will already see them all discounted there. So thank you so much for coming on the journey with me. I just wanted to show my appreciation, call in and say hi, and to say don't forget to trust the path. Surrender to your divine plan. Let's head to your reading. Hi there Aries, this is going to be your weekly intuitive tarot reading for January 4th through to the 10th. So Aries, let's see what's on the cards for you. I'll be getting started here with the Work Your Light Oracle and then drawing you an overarching tarot energy from the Moonchild Tarot. We'll get the tarot positions out with the Rider-Waite clarified with the Starchild Tarot. So let's do this. Here we go, Aries. Rama, where are you, Aries, being called to journey to? Some of you might be awakening to deeper calling within yourself, and it can be many different things, guys. It can be a physical place, you know, a relocation or spending more time in a different place. It could be with your work, you know, being called into a different industry, to work in a different way, to connect with different people. It could be in relationships, wanting to find a deeper soul connection. So I ask you, Aries, where are you being called to journey to? And so many of us fall into the someday, one day rut, you know, when we think, oh, well, we'll go after that someday. But life is only now, Aries, so why not start making the steps towards what you truly desire today? Because it's the action that you take right now, Aries, that is creating your future. And if we don't do anything differently, then we generally we'll get more of the same. So I ask you, are you completely satisfied with what you have now? And if not, what steps can you take to start moving towards your Imrama? Let's go for your overarching tarot energy. King of Cups. I've got Two of Wands as well. We'll take them both, Aries. Okay, yeah, interesting. I mean, the Two of Wands is that contemplation of, you know, maybe getting ready to head in a new direction. It sees you standing from a sense of a comfort zone in the now, with still a firm kind of grip or attachment to where you are, but contemplating a more expansive future, maybe a more abundant future, a more aligned future. The person in the Two of Wands has already sort of got that grasp on it. They've got the world in their hands and they're getting ready to take that inspired action, to take a leap, to take a leap beyond the comfort zone, to really, you know, grasp that. It can be about travel as well, travel or relocation. So for some of you, it will be, you know, a place or, you know, maybe a job that's in a different location or something like that. But it's getting ready for change, because the next card on from this Aries is the Three of Wands. And in the Three of Wands, you have turned your back on the past and realized that it's not fulfilling you. And you are already feeling the start of your successes and achievements through doing that. And you're getting ready to take the bold move forward. We've got that come in with the King of Cups. This is Scorpio in the Minor Arcana. May or may not be dealing with a Scorpio. There could have been an incident in Scorpio season, November 2020, that has somehow set you up for the changes that you are thinking about making now. As an energy, the King of Cups is about stepping into your kingdom energy, your maturity. The King of Cups is somebody who's deeply intuitive, compassionate, solid, steady, and very emotionally intelligent. So it's asking you, Aries, to cultivate more of that within yourself as well. So let's see where it's going, Aries. I'm intrigued. Got some beautiful energies there. Let's go to the tarot. And I will begin, Aries, with the recent past. Energies leaving, completing, transitioning in your life. What you may be moving away from if this is your reading. For Aries, please, there we go. Oh, interesting, yes. 9 of Cups in reverse and the Hierophant. It's really time to look at the commitments in your life that are not bringing you the fulfillment, right? And move towards that greater sense of fulfillment in Rama. Let's get the current or focus energy. Oh, just got a flash of the Empress then. She always appears often in Aries readings, as you may know, not just my own, but many other readers as well. Justice, yeah, big change, guys, really big change. Let's get the outcome, please. Outcome for this step of the journey. Hanged Man. The 4 of Wands kept on showing itself as well, but we'll go with this, and we have your energy in the minor arcana, Queen of Wands at the end. Yeah, there's a real sense of bringing yourself back to power through these changes. Clarifying the Hierophant for you now, it is on the ground. 7 of Cups makes perfect sense to me. Let's clarify the Justice energy. The Fool, yes, and that links to Aries as well, and that's the fresh new start that you're really, you know, really desiring here. Oh, that's pretty much turning over in my hands, the 8 of Wands, and I have the 6 of Wands at the bottom of the deck here. There is a real victory to be had here for you, Aries, with the 6 of Wands. It really says that the worst is over and you're coming into a more bright time. You are really coming into a time of confidence and esteem. I can see that because your minor arcana here is here as well, and it's about stepping into your power and boldly moving forward as the Aries energy that you are. So let's jump in, Aries, with the recent past. 7 of Cups, the Hierophant, and the 9 of Cups in reverse. And I feel like that reversal is very poignant in this reading. I don't always read reversals, but I do when it's feeling perfect for the reading. Okay, so the Hierophant is generally about the commitments in our lives. It can be committed relationship, marriage. It can be the course of study, education that we've committed to, and it can be the institutions of work commitments and contracts in our lives. And it's generally a card of tradition. So when the Hierophant comes into the reading, we've arrived at a time where we're challenging tradition because potentially it's not aligned with our values fully like we thought it was when we first started the commitment, right? And we've arrived at this point where we're at the crossroads. We're being called somewhere else because we've realized that we have our own unique values, right? And the situation that we're in now is not fulfilling us. We're not getting the joy, the satisfaction, and the contentment that the 9 of Cups really should be about. So there's a sense here of not being able to achieve that in the current situation. And I think you were really hopeful. You know, the 7 of Cups here is like, you know, you were really like lured into the situation. You thought it was going to be your happy ever after or your abundance creation. It looked really good at the start, you know, but sometimes all that glitters, Aries, isn't gold. The 7 of Cups can be about a situation that, you know, you had high hopes for, but it just isn't delivering. And there could have been a bit of a carrot dangled or hollow promises made. Maybe, you know, the boss promising you progression and pay rise and promotion, all that kind of thing, and maybe it hasn't followed through, or when you got there, it wasn't the be-all and end-all that you thought it would be. In our relationships, it can be somebody who makes those hollow promises of change or, you know, doing things with you or building a certain future. But here you are, however many years later, still living out the same reality and still waiting for that change. And yet we've just discussed that if we don't do things differently in the present moment, we're building the same future. So this is why the Hierophant's number 5, you know, it's a point of change. It's what we do now at the turning point, at the 5, that determines what your 10 will be, what your outcome will be. And the Hierophant for me can sometimes be the midlife crisis card, and it doesn't necessarily happen, you know, in middle age. It can happen at any age. What that really is the ego starting to subside and you getting this conscious awareness of your truth, your values, and then realizing that they're probably maybe, you know, not in alignment with the ones that you've been following, because generally in the first part of our lives, we are going by what has been handed down to us by our parents, our education system, societal expectations, and all of those things. So there's a big awakening here to, hey, I'm not actually fulfilled where I thought I was. It's not delivering, and it seemed good on the outside, but now that I'm in it, it's just not delivering at a deeper level. And I'm really, you know, feeling that I need to have faith here and bring change to the situation. And that is the justice energy here. The current or focus energy, Aries, is that it is time for change. You're at the point of change, the threshold. It's time to bring that modification, that adjustment, to bring your karmic scales back into balance and to usher in a fresh new start with the Fool, which links to your energy as well. For some of you, that's going to include legal stuff, right? Divorce, separation, leaving a house, buying, selling, mortgage contracts, moving, rental agreements, reviewing your work contract to see if you can get out of it early, reviewing a new work contract to see what that will mean for you. Either way, it's about bringing change, you know, really strong change and firm boundaries, claiming that victory for yourself, bringing those karmic scales back into balance. And it's kind of interesting because we have Libra energy here, we have Aries energy here, and you guys are on the, you know, the opposite sides of the, you know, the Zodiac spectrum here. So it's kind of saying to me that maybe it's really time for a full 180. The Eight of Wands means that for me too, to do things really differently. Sometimes we really have to practice that radical discontinuity of doing things entirely different, making the opposite choice of what we normally would. So I'm feeling that. So the Fool is about taking a leap of faith, taking that leap beyond the comfort zone to embrace the new, taking those first shaky and tentative steps on a new path without the guarantee of what's at the end of it. You don't know how it's going to turn out. You're heading into the unknown. That's where the fear comes up. But in the Fool, you're being led by the heart rather than the head, and you're ruled by the head. You're Martian energy, Aries, and that can be great at times. It can also be your undoing. It's about coming back to the portal of the heart and following your truth, remember, not the truths of others. So it's time to go boldly forward and leave the past in the past and, you know, undertake this fresh new start led by your instincts. I mean, the Queen of Wands is an instinctual energy as well. So that is the change. It might be quite a different way of being for you, especially if you are very headstrong. So in the outcome, Aries, I have the Eight of Wands and the Hanged Man. I think the Hanged Man is how you've been feeling, a little bit at threshold, but stuck in that as well. Maybe knowing that you need to bring change or make a different move, but not knowing. Sometimes we know we want change in our lives, but we're not really sure what thing to change because everything seems like it's okay. But we can hide behind the complacency and the apathy. Things might be okay, but they could be amazing. So what area is it that you need to change? And that's the Hanged Man there, waiting there for that insight, the aha moment. And when you have that, that's when you liberate yourself from the Hanged Man. They talk about dying the death of the Hanged Man. There might be some grieving over what you need to move away from. But when you get to that moment of acceptance, that's when the change happens quickly. Eight of Wands is swift change. It can be divine intervention. For me, it's about doing a 180 into a completely different reality. It can also be a message coming through the airwaves, social media, phone, email, that kind of thing. That could be the aha moment, or could be the encouragement, the trigger, the release point that you need in order to make this change. Again, this can be about travel and relocation as well. So can the Fool and the Two of Wands. So for some of you, this does include some kind of physical move or shift. So that's what I'm seeing here. And it's saying here that, you know, you're moving into your power in this Aries. The Queen of Wands is about following your instincts now, as was the Fool. And this is also, you know, a very visionary energy. It's the ability for you to be able to actually see the right path. Before, if we had confusion with the Seven of Cups and indecision, the Queen of Wands is going to give you the clarity to know, you know, which opportunity to go for in order to manifest what you desire. The Queen of Wands is interested in following your passions or following what is going to light you up and be on purpose now. And she's only interested in creating an abundant future and not looking back and not staying stuck where you are now. So I really feel that that's a really important reminder, Aries, for some of you. I really see some of you drawing a firm line in the sand and, you know, making a really strong declaration in 2021 to head towards your Imrama, to, you know, grasp that wand of the future, to go into uncharted territory, to really seek that true Nine of Cups fulfillment that you deserve and you desire. Okay, Aries, well, I'm going to leave it there. I hope you enjoyed this reading. Do keep in mind it's a general reading for the collective. May or may not be your story this time round. If you're called to share, drop me a comment. I read them all, guys, and I try to respond to as many when I can. Helps me get to know you, connect with your energy, and see what's happening out there in the collective. Aries, it's been a pleasure once again. I'll see you for another one next week. Bye for now.